Good evening, good evening, good evening. Come into the J Spot. We're placing your G Spot every Thursday from 6 to 7, giving you real relationship talk, real relationship drama with the best night of your life. Your host, Jay, and Simply E, hold on, get ready to enter the J Spot on IntellectualRadio.com.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the best night of your life. Woo! You have entered the J Spot where we are strengthening relationships and families one conversation at a time on intellectualradio.com. We are an iHeart station. I'm your host, Jay. You all, Lady Lotus, will be here after the first tab. Guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor, you all. Go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also, follow us on Instagram at the J Spot. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. While you're at it, go right around the corner. Boop, go to YouTube, like and subscribe our channel there. That's the J Spot Radio. Then go to TikTok. Like and follow us there. That's the J Spot again, guys. J is Jaye. Hey everybody, how are you? I hope that you guys have had a great week thus far. Tonight we have an amazing show lined up for you all. Have great topics. Listen. We're going to go ahead and get started. Now look, you all, look. Not to be in everybody's business, okay? Not to be. But what do you all think about Nelly and Ashanti? Yes, we were all so happy, when they reunited, and it feels so good. It feels really good. They've reunited and now guess what? There's a baby on the way. What do you all think? What are your feelings in regards to Nelly and Ashanti and the baby that they have on the way? Now, for those of you all that say, that's these people business. That's what's wrong with the world now. Everybody and everybody business. I want you to deactivate your Facebook account. Deactivate all of your social media accounts because here's why. When you're in social media, listen, it's out there for the world. When you post stuff on the social media, you subject yourselves to public opinion, whether it be good, bad, or indifferent. So for those people that always have something to say in regards to, well, why y'all worried about it? That's these people's life. Listen, get you a life and get off social media because you one of those people that be typing all that crazy stuff behind this blue book but will not squash a fly in person. So please remove yourself. But for those of us that have something to say about everything, and we're going to say it because we feel like saying it, what do you all think? Now, I know, listen, I for one, I'm just going to be honest with you all. I was not surprised when I heard that she was pregnant. I wasn't. Hey, L Genius, how you doing? For one, I was not surprised when they announced that she was pregnant. I said it was just a matter of time. Now, here's the deal. I would have hoped that, man, like they would have gotten married or something like that. Here's the deal. But maybe she doesn't want to get married. Like maybe who's to say that, marriage is what she's looking for. Now, I know you may be saying, some of you all may be saying, see, that's what the problem is. Ain't nobody trying to get married anymore and have families. Listen, you preaching to the choir. You are preaching. Let me just tell you right now, you are preaching to the choir. Okay, so I am with you. When I say I'm with you in regards to, yeah, I would have hoped after all of the pictures. And listen, there's still hope. Okay, there's still a chance, like all is not lost. But I was hoping for news of a wedding. I'm not going to lie. Prior to, hearing news of a baby. But for those that, are looking at this, through a different lens, and they may say, well, listen, Jay, everybody ain't trying to get married. Like everybody, marriage is not on everybody's agenda. Everybody ain't trying to get married. Marriage ain't on everybody's to-do list. And I understand that. I totally understand that. But what I'm trying to say is that, I want to see, I'm hoping that we can get back to the day that we start having more marriages before babies. Okay. So I'm not knocking, not judging. But again, me personally, I was just hoping that, we would have had news because they look so happy. But now I will say this. Maybe again, she may be on that side of the fence where the people are that say, you know what? Everybody is not looking for marriage. And I can get that and I can respect that. Now, here's what I personally feel happened. I think she loves him. I think he loves her. But I think that she knows that, listen, Nelly, round, round, baby, or down, down, whatever, however it go, that country grammar. I believe that she knows that he still got some street in him. He still got some street in it. Now, listen, I know you may say, listen, he's old as dirt and he need to go sit down somewhere, which he does. But, he still got a little street in him. So, and here's the deal. He ain't no spring chicken and neither is she. So she's like, listen, I don't have to, if we get married, that would be great. But I'm no spring chicken myself, and I don't want my window of opportunity to become a mother to pass away, pass me by. Listen, I have all of the worldly possessions. I've done everything. I've accomplished so much, but I'm not the one thing that I want. I'm not a mother. Now, we got to be honest. When women get to a certain age, honey, that biological clock gets to ticking like a time bomb. Ashanti is well into her 40s and she looks absolutely fabulous. Absolutely fabulous. But let's be real. How you look on the outside has nothing to do with how your reproductive system and everything is, how that stuff down there is looking. You need to make sure that not just the body of the car looks good, but that whole engine, that whole reproductive system has to be on one accord. And let's just be honest, for most women after the age of 35, that window of opportunity to become a mother has drastically increased. So with her being well into her 40s, again, she looks very beautiful. But, let's be honest, you listen, I know if it were me, listen, I know him. We have a suitable history. I mean, we get along. Sometimes I wouldn't mind procreating with him. Not saying that that's what she did, but if she did, I can understand that because, again, if she wanted to be a mom, listen, you got to go out there. You have to start all over again. You got to get to know this dude. You got to get to know this person and that person. Who really trying to do all that? Like, for real, are you really trying to do all of that? Or, when time is of the essence? Because, again, we have to be honest. Time is of the essence. When you a certain age, when you a woman and you are a certain age and you trying to get this thing done, it's time to get this thing done. So that's what I personally think happened. But what do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about Ashanti and Nelly now about to have a baby after all of these years? They get back together. Baby, let me tell you, listen, that hanging off the chandelier, listen, they done got caught up in all that celebrating ish. Listen, it's time to get to it. It is time to get to it. And I'm not mad at her because, again, logically looking at this, I understand. Again, if we want to be honest about this situation, being in the 30 plus age range ain't no joke. She doesn't have any kids. So with this being her first child, I can understand. Listen, so I'm happy for her. Listen, girl, knock yourself out. Do what you have to do. Do what you feel that is best for you. I'm happy that you about to have a baby and whatever else goes on. I hope that you guys get married. I hope that he steps up and does the right thing. But I think that Ashanti, I think that she's grown enough to know that, you know what? Even if he doesn't step up, I've made this decision. Like, I've logically thought about this. Then I need to take advantage of this situation now because, again, with her being, in a 40 plus club or whatnot, her window of opportunity, like, it is very slim. It's very slim. So it's like, listen, I know the world is like, she, I haven't had this man's baby and they ain't got married and this and that. Again, who says that she wanted to marry him? I mean, she may be open to the possibility of marriage, but if she in her heart of hearts knows that, listen, he's still sniffing around these other chicks. He not done sniffing around these chicks, but you know what? I know him. It's all good. It's all good. Listen, I want my baby. I don't care what he do. If we don't make it, then we don't make it. But at least now I can have my child and I'm prepared. I'm sure, listen, in the 30 plus age range, women start to have a different conversation with themselves. At least most women do. We know when you ain't much. We know this. We know if you are on something. We know when you are worth something. So the fact that she chose at this point to have a child with this man and she's not new to him, she knows. But again, I think that the reason that she chose to do this, because I do think it was her choice. I don't think this is a oops baby at this point. Unless she really just felt child, I fell on it, and I didn't even know. Like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm about to be a grandmother, because that's what she is. 43. That's grandma age, but she's going to be a mother, grandmother. But I'm happy for her. Again, I hope that he does marry her if that's what they both want, marriage. But in the event that that's not what they want and that's not what happens, then I hope that she at least, that she has a happy baby and a healthy baby and that she is a good mom. Because I think, again, if we have to be honest, that biological clock, baby, and she 43 and ain't had no babies, I know that biological clock was like, boom, 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 boom. That's how her clock was sounding because, hey, 43, no kids? Baby, listen, I know them hormones was out of control. But I hope that, again, whatever it is that she wants out of the relationship with him, I hope that they both get it and that they're both happy. But I hope that they have a healthy baby. Because the last thing that she wants to do is end up getting married to a man and then end up doing this, then end up being in this situation like the next situation. So what do you guys think about this? Cheryl Lee Ralph and her husband are reportedly moving in together officially after almost 20 years of being married. So they're saying, I'm just like, woo, child. So they've been married for 20 years and they've been living separately. Now, there's a few ways to look at their particular situation. Now, it could be because she's an actress and she's always been on the road traveling, but I'm like, you ain't traveled 20 years, 365 days out the year where it has been impossible for you all to live together. That's just my opinion. But when I get married, I want my Chico stick to be right next to me. I don't want to have to still travel across the city to get my Twizzler. Okay. I need in-house Twizzler right next door, right there, right to the next pillow. When I reach over, I want it right there. I don't want to have to call and see where you are. come take a plane ride, come do this, come do that. I don't want to have to do that. When I'm married, I expect my Twizzler to be right next door. But again, it's one of these situations where, you know what? Everybody's marriage is different. I don't see, like, I can't rationally understand what would possess me to get married and then live separately from my husband. I don't know. Maybe he's a snore. Living in the same house, I can't understand. But you guys, tell me some reasons why you think that it would be okay. What are some acceptable reasons, or what are some reasons that, you know what, you can see, like, yo, I can see why they lived separately, because she does this or he does that, or because it just works for them, because she is an actress, because she is so busy, you know, traveling with Broadway plays and all this and that. You know what? She has to do this. She lives from coast to coast. She really doesn't have any, you know, one stable residence, you know, things of that nature. So maybe they're like, okay, you know, she's done, you know, with all of that, with the career and everything. So now, 20 years later, she's like, you know what? I'm finally ready. We can finally come and live together. But see, now it's going to be a problem, because, you know, you guys have been married, but they've lived singly for 20 years. So, and now let's be honest. When you get older, some folk get stuck in their ways. We gonna be honest about that. Some folk just get stuck in their ways. They get cranky. They get just all kinds of stuff. So now you're about to put two seasoned people that have been used to living a single life, and you're about to put them under one roof after 20 years. It may be a problem. So whoever is moving in with who, I would just say, for right now, just keep your day job, okay? Just keep your place for right now. Just give it a good minute to see where things go. Give it a good minute to see where things go, because again, you want to, after living separately for 20 years and living as though you are single, you want to give it a minute to see, you know, because 20 years and you both are kind of seasoned, you know, I think there could be some problems there. So don't give up your day job, don't give up your bachelor pad just yet. So just hold on to that bachelor pad. Now listen, you all, speaking of bachelor pads, this is some foolishness, okay? And I just want to let you all know this. What do you all think about this? This is kind of a twofold situation, and I'm going to blend both of them in. So the first one is, so a man went out on a date with this lady. She has no kids. So he says that they were eating while they were on the date, and his phone rings, and the phone rings, and it's his daughter, his little daughter. And he tells his daughter that he can't talk to her right now because he's on a date. So the daughter gets happy and she asked, can she say hi to his date? So he asked the date if he could say hi, if the daughter says she wanted to say hi to him. So the date says no. She doesn't want to talk to his daughter. You know, she said, no, I don't want to, you know, she don't want to talk. So he tells his daughter that, you know, she can't talk right now. And then he hangs up the phone with his daughter. And then he says, after this, you know, after the date, the lady tells him that she can't see this going any further. So he says that the check comes, and you know the waiter comes out with one bill, and then he tells the waiter to separate it into two. He wants to know, was he wrong? So long story short, guy and a woman, they're out on a date. His young daughter calls, and she asks, you know, the father tells the daughter he can't talk right now because he's on a date. And the daughter asked to speak to his date. The date declined speaking to his daughter. So the guy, he gets in his feelings and says that, you know what? He's not paying for the date. You know, he thinks that they should get separate checks. And now he wants to know, was he wrong for getting separate checks because the woman refused to speak to his daughter. What do you all think about that? Guys, if you want to talk to us, 708-223-8953. Again, that number is 708-223-8953. Hey, pretty Tasha, how you doing? So again, guy on a date, his daughter calls. The father tells the daughter, I can't talk to you right now, sweetheart. I'll call you back. I'm on a date. She gets excited and she asks, can she speak to her father's date? The father's date declines to speak, declines the invitation to speak to the daughter. The father gets in his feelings. And so the woman is like, you know what? I can't see this going any further. So when the waiter comes with the bill, the father says he requests two separate bills, and he refused to pay for because the woman did not want to talk to his daughter. What do you guys think about that? First of all, for me, I wouldn't want to talk to your daughter either. This is the first date. I don't know you. We don't know each other. So let's not go getting kids involved. Like, I think to me, that's the tackiest thing ever, to get a kid involved in the beginning. Like, what am I to your daughter? Like, are we gonna make Google? What are we doing? Like, especially when this woman does not have kids. So I thought that it was very immature of him to say, you know what? No, we gonna you don't want to speak to my daughter. Well, we doing separate checks then. Fine, sir. I mean, do separate checks. Whatever floats your boat. That's how I would be. But from a woman's standpoint and a mother's standpoint, I don't want to talk to your kid on the first date. First of all, I don't even know if I like you. So why would I want to go and talk to your kid? I'm sure, listen, she's your daughter. She's the apple of your eye. I don't even know you yet. So I don't want to go getting all kinds of, making things complicated. Like, let's get to know each other. And so for him to take a childish approach as not to pay for the date simply because she refused to talk to his daughter, I thought that was very childish and immature. But on the flip side, I thought that was a good thing for him to display that up front so that you can avoid wasting your time. You saw something right there that told you so much about this guy. So, like, pay your portion of the bill, cut your losses, and keep it moving. That's how it would be. Because I'm going to merge another situation in with this, because I know some of you all may be saying, she could have spoke to the daughter. She could have this. It wouldn't have hurt her. Yes, she could have, but it was also her choice not to. And so she chose not to. Does that make her wrong? Absolutely not. Does that mean that he should not pay for her date, a date that he clearly asked her on because she refused to talk to his daughter on the phone? No. Like, dude, get over it. That's your daughter. That's your responsibility. So if the woman chose not to talk to your daughter, then she had that right. So I want to squeeze this other hot topic in there, because sometimes we get to, we can see we can be biased a lot. Now, even though the situation is slightly different, here's where let me just slide this in, and then you guys tell me what you think. So a woman takes her 5-year-old daughter on a first date with the new man. Is she wrong? So this chick done took the baby on the date, first date with the dude. Is she wrong? Listen, first dates are just that. First dates. Leave your children at home. Keep them off the phone. No, I'm not feeding your children. No, I don't want to talk to your children. If you cannot respect that, then that's fine. Let's cut this ish short right here. But, lady, for you to bring your 5-year-old on a date, first of all, it wouldn't have even been a date. You walk up in there with your kid, I'm up. I'm up because this is not what I signed up for, unless we signed up to do like a family play date type thing and I knew that your kid was coming. But if I didn't know your kid was coming, you blindsided me with your kid, I'm not going to be happy about that. I'm not. What type of mother, a good mother, listen, if your babysitter counseled on you at the last minute, then guess what? You got to reschedule that date, baby, because he's not obligated to buy you or your baby anything. So the fact that the man said, you know what? No, I'm good. I'm not going, I'm not buying you nothing. I'm not buying anything for your daughter or whatever the case is. Is he wrong for that? No, he's not wrong for that. He doesn't have to. That's not his kid. That's not what he signed up for. You're there for a date, a first date at that. So let's start separating that, you all. Nobody owes you anything. We walk around this world, a lot of us just have these false, I don't know, these false notions and these false narratives that are just floating around in our heads sometimes. And it's just absolutely far from the truth. A lot of us have gotten so caught up in these skits and sketches and things that are going on social media. And we've gotten so caught up in reality TV. And I'll say it again, reality TV, which is not really reality, that we're losing touch with reality. Listen, it's tacky and tasteless to bring your child on a first date. It's tacky and tasteless for you to want your child to talk to someone that's on a first date. It's tacky and it's tasteless. So for you to walk up in there, I'll say, you're not going to feed my baby? No, I'm not going to feed your baby. So you not going to talk to my baby? No, bastard, I'm not going to talk to your baby. I'm not. And if that means that, oh, well, I can't deal with you, I can't pay. Listen, then don't pay for the date. Don't pay for the date. It's no sweat off my back. It does not matter whatsoever. But keep your kids at home. If you don't have again, if the babysitter cancels and you on your way out the door and the babysitter cancels, you got to call old boy up. Be like, listen, I was really looking forward to coming out with you, but my babysitter canceled. So I do apologize for that. Hopefully we can link up another time, but I'm not going to be able to do it. And if he's a dude that's really feeling you, then he will respect that and appreciate that. And here's the thing. With all this social media, you can still see each other. So if he really wanted to see you, well, listen, I know he's dressed up or whatever, won't you get on, can we FaceTime? Can we face chat for a minute? I was looking forward to seeing you. Anything. If it's people that's really sincerely trying to see each other and deal with each other. But we live in a society where you got grown folks just sitting out flat out having temper tantrums like 3-year-olds. Oh, she canceled on me. I'm not going. She got her. She won't speak to my daughter. I'm not paying for her bill. I'm not. Get your young, sensitive, need a baby wipe face end up out of here. Come over here. Let me feed you some breast milk. Okay, get over here. Let me breastfeed you while you sitting over there acting like a 2-year-old. Come on over here. Listen, come on over here. Let me breastfeed you, your little baby. What you all sitting up here acting like a little baby for? Let me breastfeed you. I'm not. She didn't want to talk to my daughter. Come on over here. Come on, get one of these titties. Get bing or bada bang, whichever one you want. Cause you acting like you still need to be nursed. Acting like that. Pretty Tasha said, exactly, Sister Jaye. It is very tacky for someone to bring their child or children on the first date. Also, it is not good because it's grown folks conversation and that child don't need to be here. Nothing that's being said. And Pretty Tasha, I'm so glad that you said that because a lot of people forget about, listen, it's a kid's place because that's what these folks these days, they don't know where their destination is. It's a child's place. A lot of these kids don't know that because parents are putting them in situations like this that they absolutely have no business being in these type of situations. So again, ladies, Or fellas, if you're a babysitter council, do not take your kids on those dates. You have to reschedule that date. And if they meant anything or if they worth seeing you, then listen, they'll understand and they will be willing to reschedule. But it's like it's not gonna fly with everybody. And that's why a lot of people don't like dating people that have small kids because of this reason. Because listen, babysitters cancel. And then it change your plan, your plans have to change because that person has a small child. Or you get on the phone and your child wants to talk to the person that you're dating, and you are well past some baby ages, and you don't feel like having small talk with a 6-year-old. Are you wrong for that? No. People are not wrong for what it is that they want for whatever space they are in their lives. Even some women that do have kids, but their kids are grown, they may be like, no, yeah, he got kids. He still got kids that need to do homework. Listen, I'm going to tell you, I'm looking at that ish through a fine tooth, listen, with a magnifying glass. Because by having grown kids, again, you think to yourself, okay, do I want to go back to the homework phase? Do I want to go back to helping them tie the shoes and all this and that? Do I want to go back to, listen, having plans, and then you have to cancel your plans because, man, something happened with his kid. His kid needs him. His kid's got a game or whatever. Listen, I want you to be in your kid's life. Like, I wouldn't feel comfortable with being with a dude that ain't all up involved in his kid's life. That's just me. You got a little kid? Listen, they got spelling bees and recitals and all this other ish. And you can't give me the time that I might like, especially if we have crazy schedules and you have a little kid. I'm going to expect, as a father and as a man, that your responsibility to your kid comes first. And I got to understand that. And I got to respect that. And I also got the right to decline being involved with that type of man because I know what it takes to be a parent. And being a parent is a full-time job. So would a person be wrong to say, you know what? Listen, I don't date people that have kids, or I don't date people that have small kids. You're not wrong because you know what it is that you want in your life. Again, for parents that say, you know what, listen, I don't date nobody that got no small kids. No, I don't. Are they wrong for that? And some people would be like, you know what? Well, you got kids. You should be understanding. No, I did all the understanding that I had when I was raising my kids, but now I'm in my selfish phase. And see, that's the time a lot of us don't want to accept that. And a lot of people feel guilty for saying, I'm in my selfish phase and it's all about me. You got to start putting your needs and your wants first, especially if you're a parent and you've raised your kids and these folks are off and they're grown and they're living their own life and they're living their best life. It's time for you to live your best life too. So if raising and being a part of somebody else's child's life is not a part of your best life, then you have the right to say, you know what? This ish ain't for me, and not feel bad about it and not be made feel guilty about it. And that's both men and women. So that's why I never jump on that bandwagon when men say, you know what, listen, I don't want to date, I don't deal with women that have kids. I'm okay with that because I don't deal with women that got kids. I don't do it. But the deal is, I don't, it's not a preference of mine to deal with a man that has small kids because, again, knowing what it takes and knowing how much time, patience, caring, and understanding that these little people take, you got to have that heart for those kids. And if you know that you're the type of person that does not have the heart for kids, then dealing with somebody that has kids is definitely not a good fit for you. So again, it's like when you have these conversations up front, it's definitely a good deal. Pretty Tasha is saying this guy had said he want us to go out on a date to eat on the weekend. And he told me to pay for the first date. And on the second date, he got me next time because he got to save the money he got to have for gas and his car note. I told him that is more than appropriate for the man to pay for the woman on the first date. Then he tells me he should be straight by next week. So what did you decide to do, Pretty Tasha? Did you go out on that date and pay for the first date? Because here's the deal. You asked me to go out on a date and then you tell me that you got to save your money for gas money and for your car note. I'm going to respect that. But I'm going to also respectfully decline to let you go ahead on and continue to live your single best life, because obviously your priorities are not together. Because if you don't have the money already, if you don't already have gas in your car, and if your car note is not already paid, dating should be the last thing on your mind. I don't understand, why are you trying to go out on a date and you don't have your ducks in a row? That's just me. That's for both man, woman. If your priorities are not taken care of, then you should not be trying to date. That's just me. You have to handle your business. So before dating, why you even think about dating if your finances are not in order? Again, that's for men and women. When they say, oh, broke men shouldn't be trying to date, broke women shouldn't be trying to date either. You got other things to do with your time. That's you need to be trying to come up on your money. Like, I'm not even sociable when I don't have money, when my finances are not together, when my businesses are not businessing all in a positive direction. I'm not a sociable person. So I don't understand how people can go out, and how do you want to date when your business is not together? Like, and I can understand it, and I can respect that, and acknowledge and admit that myself. I'm not a good person to be around when my stuff is not together. I don't want to be bothered. I don't want to I don't want to go anywhere, because for me, the last thing I want to do is feel like a burden on somebody, or feel like I'm in position where I need somebody to do anything for me. So I was always taught growing up, baby, listen, if you don't got it, you stay home till you get it. You stay home. Ain't no sense going outside and being broke. Is not fun. It's no fun at all. I'm like, listen, I'm out here playing around. I could be at home making some money, making some moves, doing some things that I need to get done. I don't have time to be sitting here playing these type of games. Listen, I'm trying to come up on some money. And I can't come up on no money being out here playing these games. I just cannot. I got stuff to do and I need to get to it. So playing these games is not going to be of any benefit to me. So I need to just get it moving and get it moving in the right direction. But no, I'm not coming outside. No, I don't want to date. No, I don't want to talk to you. No, I don't want to see you. I don't want to go outside. Like I say, for me, I'm not a good person to be around when my business is not together, when my ducks are not in a row. I'm really not a good person to be around. So I don't want to be around anybody when my stuff is not together. I don't want to be bothered. Matter of fact, I don't even think I like people when my stuff is not together. I just don't. I'm not a good person. And I'm okay with admitting that. I am not a good person. I'm not a friendly person. My attitude is bad. You know why? Because if it's dust in my pocket and lint in my pocket, I don't want to be bothered with anyone. Nobody. Oh, so what you got going on? Nothing. Nothing. Trying to find, and I don't be saying it to try to get somebody to pay my bills. Because again, I don't understand. It's not like I'm not horny when I'm broke. I can't get horny. I can't get hot, and my bills ain't paid. You see what I'm saying? So it at a certain point, you stop feeling like a horny toad, and when you start to realize, like, dang, we about to mess these sheets up, and I don't even got no money to go to the laundromat and pay for ish. So we can't even get it in on these sheets because I don't got the money to go wash. See how your worries become next level. You see how that just transpired to something different. So now, how are you horny when you got to worry about how you gonna wash your sheets and all this other ish? It's kind of hard to do. So again, to each his own. But for me, let's do what we feel is best for us. But again, I being horny and being broke, those type of things are next level. So we definitely have to get it together. But no, he's not wrong for saying, you know what? No, I'm not gonna pay for your child to eat. Matter of fact, I'm not about to sit up here and go back and forth with you. I'm not. Like you walk in with your kid, I'm respectfully walking out. I'm not going to clown you. I'm not going to put you on social media. I'm not going to do any of that. Like I'm just going to respectfully walk out, which would lead to our next hot topic. So, speaking of dates, so the young lady goes on a date, the man invites her on a date. And so he's eating and she finds out, similar to what you were saying, pretty Tasha, she finds out at the date that he's not paying for her date, that he's not going to pay for her meal. So now she's just like, well, I came all this way because you invited me out on a date. And now I get here and now you telling me that you're not going to pay for my date. And so he's sitting here eating in her face. And she's sitting up here, basically, in my opinion, begging him to pay for her meal. And he's like, he's getting a kick out of it because he's like, yo, you came out here, and you should have been prepared. And she's telling him, I don't have any money. I came here because you said that you were going to do that. You were going to pay for me. You invited me on a date. He's like, yeah, I invited you, but I didn't say that I was going to pay. When he said that, I looked and I'm just like, I'm hoping that this is a skit because this bottom basement bargain behavior is starting to just become real annoying. Pretty Tasha said that even happened to me before by someone else I went out with last year in October. How did you handle that situation, Pretty Tasha? Again, like for the lady, again, never leave home without having your own money. First of all, the fact that he was sitting, it would have never even gotten to that point for me. You sitting there and you're not, or like you're not going to pay. The moment I found out that he wasn't going to pay, first of all, and this is why I always like to say, like, order now that ladies, this is seeming to become a trend. So I would say that the rule of thumb for this new dating ish, and I'm going to say it's new dating ish because this is some 2020 ish behavior that we're starting to see from these guys that we've never really seen before. Coming up through the ranks dating, I've never seen men have a problem with paying for dates, especially the first date. Like it was totally unheard of. But now in today's society, I guess where everything is being done for content and for oohs and ahs and all this other ish, people are starting to do a lot of crazy ish. But the moment that you figured out that he wasn't going to pay, like, don't sit here and beg these people. You should always be prepared to pay for your own stuff. You should always have your own way there and your own way back, whether that's ride share or you driving yourself. But you got to stop putting yourself in position to depend on other people, especially on these first dates. We have to start taking our safety more seriously. And you got to start taking your mental health and just your emotional well-being. You got to start taking that more seriously. And the fact that he sat there and he was eating in front of her, he already knew what he intended on doing. And maybe she communicated with him that she didn't have any money. So the rule of thumb for this new dating-ish, ladies, is, and you should be kind of doing this anyway, because sometimes this is where a lot of ladies get tricked up at. You should be in position if you don't order what you personally cannot afford. Now, see, this is where that two-edged sword comes in at, because now some of this stuff, it serves some of these women right, because it's like you sitting up here, you finna order the full shebang. You order hundreds of dollars worth of stuff, and you know you got $20 in your pocket. Stop doing that. Stop doing that. Yeah, he asked me to go out, so I'm gonna go out. Yes. That was dating from yesterday. But today's dating, when you going out, I just say a safe general rule of thumb is to always assume that you're going to have to pay for your own meal. I know it's sad, ladies. I listen. I can hear y'all now. Our kindred spirits are tinging. I can hear it and I can feel it. But with this new age dating crap and these new dudes, and let's be honest, the way some of these chicks are just acting like they ain't never been nowhere, you have to start using this rule of thumb. Just assume that you're going to have to pay for your own meal and be in position to do that. So if he decides to pay for it, which he should, let me just be clear on that. If a man invites you out, then I think that he should pay, especially on the first date. You should pay. You inviting me out, you're paying. If I get any pushback from him paying, listen, it's not a big deal. You can give me the check, waiter. I'll pay for it, and then I'm going home. I'm not, listen, my salutation would be, you have a good evening, beloved, and you stay blessed. So you stay blessed, my love. My ride is out here. There's nothing to talk about. I'm not arguing with you. I'm not going back and forth with you. I'm gone. If I make it, listen, if I leave out in time, I can catch the episode of Sisters, okay? Because that's the only drama that I want in my life, the drama that I watch on TV. But what I'm not doing, I'm not dealing with no drama in my real personal life. I'm not dealing with that. So stop putting yourselves in position to be treated like that. I felt like I wanted to I wanted to pluck that sister upside her head, because she's sitting here asking this dude, after he done told her like 20 times he wasn't paying for her food. And she's still sitting up here asking him, so you not gonna pay for my food? Wayne, she told you 20 minutes ago and he's still recording you. He ain't paying for it. How long do he got to sit up here and make a clown out of you before you have some self-respect and get up and say, okay, it's all good. I'm gone. Take care of yourself. Listen, that video, it was a few minutes long. And I'm just like, there's no way in the world that this video should still be going on. And he's just sitting there, just chopping his steak up, just eating it, just as raggedy as ever. I'm just like, girl, after the way he's acting, I'm not even hungry. I lost my appetite just seeing this man treat her like that. And you may be like, you know what? Yeah, well, she deserved that. She came out like that. Nobody deserves to be treated like that. Nobody deserves to be taunted like that. And again, I'm hoping that it was a skit, because if that was real life, and my people saw me acting like that, or me letting somebody treat me like that, I need somebody to call me on my BS for letting somebody treat me like that. Especially in public. He's sitting up there I don't know if he was recording or she was recording herself. Whichever Bama thought that it was a good idea to record it. It was not. So look, if you go out somewhere, have your own money to pay for your own meal, and have your own way there and have your own way back. Not only for these type of situations, but for safety reasons, because it's so much going on. But don't you ever, never, 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 ever, ever, never sit up here and beg Obama to buy you something to eat. Again, if you can't listen, again, I said it earlier. If you don't have no money, you need to be at home trying to figure out how to get some money. Being on a date ain't gonna help you. How is being on a date and you ain't got no money and your bills is still, everything is still out of whack when you get home? How is that fun? What about that is fun? What about that is intriguing? What about that is exciting. Like, what about that situation makes you feel like, yo, this is so good. Like, I can definitely do this. What about that situation makes you feel like that? So again, the rule of thumb, if you ain't got no money, if you're broke, stay home. Guys, we're going to take a short musical break. And when we return, we have more hot topics to get into. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss it. You're listening to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time.
I don't know what you did, but you did it right. Girl, you make it so easy. Everywhere you go, heads turning left and right. Can't say you a dime, you're a 20 piece. Cause girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Put your hair done, nail done. When you put that clothes on, why you gotta look so good, 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 good? With your hair done, nails done. When you put that clothes on, girl, why you gotta look so good? I can look and see you're not an average chick. You're shutting it down everywhere you go. Girl, I want you as bad as I want a check. Cause you're sexy from head to toe. Girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Put your hair done, nail done. When you put your clothes on, why you gotta look so good, 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 good? It's something about you. When you put your clothes on, why you gotta look so good? When you're waking up straight out of bed, girl, why you gotta look so good? Oh, when you're at the job, just taking a break, girl, why you gotta look so good? In the club, turning up, why you gotta look so good? On the dance floor, giving more, why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Girl, you know you be killing them when you be getting the wrong woman on. Why you gotta look so good, 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 good? With your hair done and your nails done. When you put the clothes on, girl, why you gotta look so good? Girl, why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good?
We got it. Welcome back to the J Spot, where we are strengthening relationships and families, one conversation at a time. Guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor. You all go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot. And Jay is spelled Jaye for all three. While you're ready, you guys, do me a favor, go around the corner, go right to YouTube, boop, 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 like and subscribe our channel, the J Spot Radio, and then go to TikTok. Like and follow us there, you guys, the J Spot, Jaye, and guess what? Turn on the notification bells, beep, for all of them. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Look, it's just me, and sitting next to me, we have my co-host, the lovely esthetician, Chandler,
Candles.
Good scented candles.
Oh.
Right in time for Christmas, right?
Girl, we did. We are sold out.
And that's a good state to be. Sold out.
We are sold out.
Mother of a group of cool dudes.
Hey.
And a little lady. No salutation for her today? Oh,
Christmas is canceled.
No.
And we don't even celebrate Christmas.
Lady Lotus, wait a minute. How's it going now? Why is Christmas canceled for her?
All the attitude, the jazziness, the 16. Like, I feel like she's giving me like 17, 18-year-old jazzy. I know what I need to do, Mom. I put it on my coat. You don't have to yell at me. Well, I'm yelling at you because I said it like 5 times.
Ooh.
So, yeah, right now she on punishment for a week. She can't watch TV because she rolled all out in the floor. She had a Timmy timeout moment. We don't do that. But, yeah. But
what is a Timmy timeout moment?
So, you know, Timmy is totally different than Lil Bobby.
Okay.
Lil Bobby. Timmy rolls out on the floor and Timmy jumps up and down and I want it now, Mom. And you're dead, stuff. Mom. And I'm going to kill you and Dad. And all you got to do is look at Bobby and Bobby know what's up. But see, your little best friend, she don't know what the look is.
I'm sorry.
She is not picking up on the...
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And I asked her, I said, when I look at you like this, what does that mean? Pow, pow. So it don't scare you?
Some of these kids, you just have to listen. Some of these kids just need to be choked up. That's just, but I'm not saying that for her.
I'm saying it is.
You know, she too little, like her body ain't formed yet.
Oh, we formed. They formed. I formed.
She's not formed yet for it to be choked up. Just not quite yet. You know, she's still, she's still a little bit, on the little frail side.
She gonna get kicked down flight of stairs.
But guys, listen, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please, again, do me a favor, go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot. Again, Jay is Jaye. All 3 go right around the corner. TikTok, boop, boop. Like and follow us there, the J Spot. Go to YouTube, boop, boop, boop. Like and subscribe to our channel, the J Spot Radio. Again, Jay is Jaye.
Yes.
And turn on that notification bell. Boom, boom, boom. Now, guys, listen. Let me know what you think about this because, see, as we continue with our hot topics, here's the foolery. Now, we've already had some foolery in the beginning, but here's the real foolery.
I was tuning in.
So this guy says, women ask what you do for a living so they can calculate the level of respect to give you. Ladies, is that an accurate statement? Do women ask men what they make so that they can determine the level of respect that they're going to give to that man? What is your thought? What are your thoughts on that? Lady Lotus, is that an accurate statement? Like,
I mean, for my circle, I can't speak on the other women, but the women that I'm around, I don't think it has, your title or your job has nothing to do with the respect that I'm going to give you. If I'm asking you what you do for a living, I'm engaging who you are. I'm engaging your stability. Can you, if you tell me you a janitor, that might not be a bad thing, it might or it might not. It depends on who the woman is. But as far as respect, you could be the CEO and don't deserve respect. So it doesn't matter what you do.
So let me say this. First, let me address the reason that she's asking you what you do. I don't think it's because of for the level of respect that she's going to give you. It's to see where do you fit in, what category or do you fit in her life? Are you going to be an asset or are you going to be a liability? That's one thing. What would make her determine what she's looking at to let you know whether or not she's going to respect you? Let me just, fellas, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Let me just tell y'all what's going to make us respect you. Okay, y'all ready? We going to glance you over. We glancing into the gray jogging pants area. That's rule number 1. If it ain't nothing, so if we start talking loud, or the trials area, the South Pacific region, if it's just like ain't nothing, we gonna talk loud, because we don't know right now. It's like we're not even sure. Like we like, okay, your shoes.
Oh yes.
If your shoes are turned upside down, if they're scuffed and duffed, we're gonna lose a little bit of respect for you, depending on the type. If we're in a dressy setting and you ain't got the right shoes, now I'm gonna tell you my personal favorite: your nails.
Yes.
If your nails are bent down to the nub, there's no respect. You will never touch me. This is the end of the day. That's we're not doing this.
The skin on the side of
right
here. I got short nails.
Like, come on. No, you don't have the booty diggers.
No, I don't.
It's the booty. That nervous. No, it's people that bite their nails. That's a nervous condition. That means that it's something going on up here. Like that's all they do is bite their nails up. Red flag. Anybody that's 30 and over still biting their nails like that, run, because they have suppressed childhood trauma that has not been addressed. You need to run and get up out of there ASAP. Get up out of there, honey, because something ain't right. So it's your nails, your teeth. I'm just telling you some of the things that make us lose respect for you or calculate the level of respect that we're going to give to you. So it has absolutely nothing to do with what you do for a living, but it's how you present, how you show up that moment at that date. That's what we're looking for. So that's going to determine how we act. Now, I don't know if that is a kind of accuracy. Oh, your breath.
Ooh.
If your breath sits down before you make it to the table, it's over with. First of all, you're not going to there's nothing happening. If I even stick around, listen, let me tell y'all something. This was back in the day. This guy he looked so good. He was all tall, just like play basketball, college ball, everything just was like, woo, just so fine. And like the air up there is different from the air down here. So one day he decides to give me a kiss. So he kissed this, back in the day, they didn't go right for the, they just tried to be a little so try to kiss you on your neck and your ear. So he kissed me on my ear, and it was kind of a wet kiss. I don't like wet kisses. So I go and I wipe my ear because I'm like, and then my fingers, I'm like, what? I say, wait a minute, I know my ears don't. I said, so before I go off, because back then, we was a little touch back then.
Yeah.
So I said, let me go ahead and touch this other ear just to make sure before I, do what I'm gonna do. No, it's not me. It's your spit. Your spit stink. So it was his breath. I never knew he had stink breath because he was all the way up there. But when he came down, it never
floated down.
No, it never floated down. And then I was just like, well, no, I don't like you anymore because, first of all, your kiss was like a wet, sloppy Beethoven. And if you think I didn't kiss him on the mouth because I'm like, it was like, now, yuck, you're disgusting. And so from that time on, I dodged him because I'm just like,
the breath
and the wet kiss. Like, are you a puppy or something? I'm just like, what the heck are you lapping me like a dog? I'm just like,
he probably licked his lips first.
I don't know what he did, but he shouldn't have done it. So I'm just like, God, I should have never, ever decided to just make liking him real. And then we would have still been able to have just cute little puppy flirting. But no. I just decided to say, you know what? I like him. Get your wet, sloppy, nasty kiss up out of here, you nasty son of a gun. Cedric is saying, pay attention to the signs. What signs, Cedric, are you talking about?
Yeah, what's the signs and the symptoms?
No, Maurice saying, are y'all done for now? No, we just getting started, Maurice. I don't know.
I don't know what done you're looking for. We just getting started.
The thing is, it's just like, no, I don't want to. Let's just not. So that's not what we're doing when we're looking and when a woman is asking you, what do you do for a living? In a 30 plus age range,
yeah,
she's trying to figure out where, like, 30 plus, we should be trying to figure out what we're doing on a long-term permanent basis. Right. So when you're asking that type of question, I mean, to me, I think that that's a legitimate question to ask if you're looking to build something long-term with somebody. Now, I'm not saying that you are that somebody, but this, to me, that's a part of the interview process.
Yeah, it is. I agree with you on that. It's a part of the interview question. Like, what do you do? Even in knowing how's your time do you have time for me? You know, what's going on with you? That's a part of what we doing. The respect is gonna come from those things, like Jay said, your shoes, your nails,
and that great great jogging pants. We're gonna be. Woo. That's gonna determine if I'm gonna be loud, if I'm a loud talk you, or am I gonna be like, yes.
Yes,
you're right, baby.
Yes.
Whatever you say, whatever. Now, if you get the whatever you say, just understand what I'm saying, ladies. Y'all already know. Y'all know we know who to pull it with and who not to. We know. We already know. So just in case, so let me. Some
of us, sometimes we may know, but we want to push the envelope.
We gonna push.
Some of us like to poke the bear, and y'all men don't get that. We like poking the bear a little bit. We want to see if you gonna yank. You know, a little yank, a little girl, you better go over there and sit down, you know. So,
but you have to be able to tell us that.
And you gotta be the one to do it. Everybody can't do
it.
Because some of you gonna get plucked in the forehead, or you gonna hear some words. And if you've heard these things before, that should let you know that you ain't that dude and find you another route.
What words are those?
You know, when the guy's trying to be aggressive, but aggression ain't working for him.
I'm gonna be like, did your big brother send you over here? That's exactly what I'm gonna ask him. Quit playing tricks out for kids. You know, when you start hearing that stuff,
it's more so like, excuse me, are you talking to me? Who are you talking to?
I'll be like, wade in the water. I'm gonna start singing Negro spiritual hymns. That's because you know why I'm singing that? To calm myself down, because I feel the disrespect that this mouth can go.
You know the next thing you're supposed to look for?
What? Who the?
I know you. Who you talking to? The look around. You got to be careful when a woman get the looking around. I know.
He done lost his, and I'm trying to.
No, please don't make me clench my invisible pearls.
Because I can. Hey, my mama on here. Hey, mom, how you doing? You know your daughter don't really. You know your daughter really don't be doing all these things. You know, I have just. You know, well, Ma, you already know. You know, I'm sorry. I just, want to make my mama look.
No explanation needed.
Want my mama to look right on. Yeah, you know, she. But no, when a woman is asking that, again, it's not because of she's trying to determine if she's gonna respect you. To me, I think a guy that gets no respect from women had to say that. You know, it's just a shallow guy that thinks that you got a few guys that like to belittle women, and they just feel like any chance they get to try to get one in, they try to get one in. Now listen, this next hot topic. How honest are you, ladies? Okay. If your man asked you what your rent is, and your rent is really $500, what would you tell him the amount is? Would you tell him your rent is $500, or would you make up another amount? What would you tell him? What would you tell him, Lady Lotus?
What is the level of this person being my man?
He's just your man. He your dude.
I mean, like, he my new dude. He like new dude. Or
you decide
if he new, then that's not your business. That's irrelevant to the conversation unless you're about to pay my rent.
Okay.
Now, if he my guy and we establishing, we trying to see what's going on, then I'm gonna tell him how much my rent is, because I'm not a liar. Lying small little lies make you untrustworthy.
So my thing would be, Lord, if he asked me how much my rent would be, I swear, my honest response would be, which one?
I can't stand you.
I'll be like, okay, well, which one are you talking about? Like, are you talking about my real rent, or my business rent, or my mortgage rent, or my rent? Like, which? Let's be a little bit specific on which one you talking about.
I want to know why you asking me this question. This like the whole cell phone conversation. Why you need to know how much my rent is? So, you trying to move in?
So a lot of women are saying like they would tell them a different amount. Most women are saying that they would not tell them.
What are you gaining?
So I guess if he pays it, then he's gonna pay more than the $500.
You just
if their rent was
so basically they scam and they do for some extra money. Y'all just lying.
When you just gotta, I don't know, like, is it worth? To me, that would say like, okay, you really don't value that relationship because if you plan on moving forward with this dude, like.
And then what happens to when he find out the rent is really just $500? Then what happened? You just told this little white lie
to get a couple of extra dollars
for no reason when you could say my rent $500, and if you want something extra, do you ask for it?
And my thing would be this too, is just like with that, just to get something extra, it's just like, okay, like pay it. Like, I mean, he asked you for a reason. So, and I mean, sometimes it could be a test. If we still testing like that in the 30 plus age group, I don't want it. Like, just toss the whole dude, toss the whole situation, because I don't have time to deal with it. Because again, clearly, I'm asking you, which rent are you talking about? Clearly, I don't have time for your childish game.
I feel like, in all honesty, because, us women, we get down on these guys about, how much this and how much that and what you're paying for and paying for this. In this day and age, maybe that guy is asking because he want to know if your rent $500 because you got Section 8. Maybe he don't want to deal with a woman who on Section 8.
Never thought about that.
Maybe he want to move in with a woman on Section 8. Because I've heard that there are guys out here who seek women that are on low income assistance because it's easier for them to get in with you and pay that $500 than get with a woman who rent $1,500.
Ooh, child,
this was told to me before.
And that part, and it's just like, that definitely makes a lot of sense. So I'm just like, when we're in the it's like, if we're at that stage, then if you're asking me about my rent, then let's just go ahead and have that whole financial conversation. Exactly. In my opinion, let's talk about the rent. Let's talk about, our credit, our credit scores or the areas in which our credit is in. Like, yes. I feel like people that are established, they don't mind having that conversation. But it's like, if you somebody that got something to hide, then to me, I've learned that those are the people that typically have a problem with having that conversation. Yeah. And it's like, it speaks of like we are trying to be on the same page. Like, again, you have to be financially compatible. You gotta be credit compatible, or at least if you're not, okay, let's figure out which one of us got the strong credit. Oh, you need some help. Okay, let's figure out how to do that. Right. Because again, moving forward, in my opinion, it's not only emotional, but it's a business deal that has to be structured as well. If one or both of us don't have it together, okay, we want to be together. How does that look on paper? How does that look finance-wise? How does that look for us to structure? Maybe we have to move into your place because your place is cheaper and we can save more money and do. So it's like, sometimes you miss out on a good thing because you're trying to be slick. So you missed out on a whole good relationship because your rent was $500. You told them was $700. So now you done lost out on a good relationship.
Yeah, because you want to lie, because you want to be a liar. To me, character and integrity should be above all of anything, because Your character says who you are. And if you're going to lie to me that the cup is red when I'm sitting here looking at the cup and the cup is pink, I can't trust you now. I got to get away from you. I cannot deal with a liar. If I ask you it's raining outside and you say no, then you come in the house and cold wet, it's raining. Why you just can say it was raining? Why you lying about nothing?
At all.
And it's like, to me, like you said, it's the compatibility, and then it could be the complimenting. You know, like with me, my guy is like responsible. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna take his last $100 and go buy some shoes and all this when I'm, you know, Miss Irresponsible. I work hard. If I want it, I'm gonna get it. You know, money is the root of all evil. Let me spend it before it corrupts me. But the compliment of it is, I want to do better. I want to be better. Like, how can you help me? How do you guide me so that we are equally yoked in this place? I'm not being stubborn and saying no. You know, I'm upfront. Yeah. Rob Paul to pay Peter so I can go on vacation, but I got it. I ain't asking you to fix this problem. I got it. But I know when it's time to say, okay, let's go into one household, I got to be open and willing to learn. And you gonna understand that she spent her money wrong. So you're not gonna come over here attacking me and making me feel like a child as well.
Well, I'm gonna have to be the head of the money. I'm just gonna say,
if you're dealing with me, you're gonna have to be.
Only because I'm the good.
I'll take my allowance. Just make sure my allowance a good allowance. I'm cool with that.
And I'm gonna have to tell him that, like, I need to be the head of finance. Can I be the head of finance? And please,
you should be.
Because I'm like, you know, listen, we gonna be straight. I need to be the head of finance, and that's just how the company gotta run.
Church finger. Now, what if you guys are equally yoked in this matter?
Right, and we have to be.
And I'm just saying, and he is just as financially stable as you. His books is in order. There's nothing wrong with his books. Is Miss Jaye gonna lay down that title and allow this man who has proven
I'm just gonna ask him, can that be my role? Because I need to know that that's
But what
my role.
I'm saying is, why you can't let that man be the man that continue that role?
Because I'm not gonna have no peace if I don't know
you
what the
just
numbers
got
are.
to be in control.
No, just the money. He can control everything else, but I just gotta know. I just got to make sure that we are all together. And I'm going to tell him that, like, I have a problem with that, because then what I'm going to see myself doing, I'm going to be having all these offshore accounts and all these different accounts.
You should have that anyway, man.
Right, but he going to be wondering where the money at from the accounts, and then it's just not going to be making sense.
That's not his business.
No, the money, he going to be like, we supposed to have this amount, because I'm gonna be stashing it somewhere else, because you should have, just in case, it's gonna be just in case other bill money.
I'm sorry,
because he should have let me did it.
Grandma May, all the grandmas with the middle name May, they said you're supposed to already have an account.
Right, it's not my own personal stash. It's our backup banker. I forgot that. I'm saying it's our backup bill account.
I stashed that too.
You know, because I'm just like, if you let me do it, then I'll be fine. We won't have to have no backup for like that. But if you don't let me do it, then we gonna have to have. And
so in that moment, you men need to know that Miss Jaye this is where she wants to be. That's where her role at in the relationship.
You can say whatever, like, you can say what you want to say, and you will have access. But just know, I'm like, this is my.
You need to see it.
This is my responsibility, because, like, you hear too much stuff and you get too and I'm just good at it, and I like it. Like, I
feel like a lot of women handle the books. The men come home with the money. I feel like that was a trait within the household.
Like,
the man came home with the money, and the woman handled it.
Don't try to take me out of my role. But look, wait, Cedric is saying that ninja just trying to move in. And he said, and he should be asking, how much is your mortgage? Because if he is asking about rent, it's a waste of your time. I'm just saying, absolutely. But it's just like, again, moving forward and being in the 30 plus age range, it's you have to start having those conversations up front, because, again, a lot of this is a big important part of relationships. Yes. And once all the hanging off the chandeliers, baby, who's is all this? Once all that is said and done, now you get on up after you get the washcloth. See all them bills over there. Now it brings you back down to reality.
Yeah.
Now you're like, Here he go. This $300, this 300 credit score looking son of a gun over here. Now you want to put your 300 with my 8? No. Anything 3 and 8, it's a no. Listen, it's not a match.
She might be able to help build them up.
And that is quite possible. But we're gonna have a strict plan, and you have to be coachable. But this is again, this is why you have to talk about that in the beginning, because see, you can't just come into no relationship with no 300 credit score. And then, because see, that's why a lot of them, that's why they be wanting to have sex on the first day too, so they go in on him and put that schlong dong on you. So now you're not worried about his credit 300. I'll fix it. I'll pay him out. No.
I'm not gonna pay anything. We say repair, help him repair, guide him into repairing.
Talk to him about their credit before y'all start letting them put that schlong dong on you, because I'm telling you, you're gonna be in trouble if you start putting that slong.
Don't nobody hear you.
Now you in trouble.
Don't nobody hear you.
That slong. Listen, he be like, whose is it and all this and that. Now
it's Wells Fargo's.
Yeah, Chase, Bank of America, and all of this other ish. And now here you are. Now you're stuck because he done put the schlong dong on you. Now you don't know what to do. But ladies, listen, everybody, please talk about this ish beforehand. Again, if somebody gets mad, the man or the woman, why you want to know my credit score? Well, you don't have to tell me the exact number. You just but I need to know, what neighborhood are you in? Are you in the 3s? Are you in the 4s, 5, 6, 7, 8? Where you at? Because depending on where you at, again, that's just like asking how much you make. You don't have to tell the exact figure, but I'm only having that conversation like I'm just trying to weed you out. To me, that's a sorting question.
Yeah.
That ain't and fellas, let me say this. If you thinking that this is a question to see how she's going to respect you, why are you with her?
You don't respect yourself.
Why are you there if you don't feel like you're going to get respect unconditionally? Because here's the thing, just because your credit score is a certain thing doesn't mean that you don't deserve respect.
Right.
Just because you make a certain amount don't mean that you deserve any less respect than a man that makes whatever amount. Respect is respect, and it's based upon your integrity, your morals, your characteristics. It depends on who you are. So for me, I'm not looking at material things to determine how much respect I'm gonna give you.
Right.
You respect me, I'm gonna respect you.
If that woman is making you feel like I'm only getting respect from you by materialistic things, I think you need to reevaluate who you talking to.
Right, because you are in the wrong situation,
yes,
sir.
So
are. It's just like now know your worth and protect your peace.
Say it again.
Up out of there. You know,
protect your high vibrations.
You see what I'm saying? And don't be letting her take advantage of your schlong dong either, because listen, y'all need to save yourself too. So you tell her that you celibate, and you
hashtag save a brother.
What I'm saying? Save it for yourself. But that question is just trying to see about compatibility, and if you feel that it's about anything else, then you should immediately end that. But as good and grown folks in the 30 plus age range, you should be able to have that conversation without anybody thinking that it's something, backhanded about it. Like, we should be able to have a conversation about our finances. We should be able to have a conversation about whatever it is, credit scores and all this and that, if that's what we are looking forward to doing, if we're looking forward to building. Because if not, then what the heck are we doing?
Right.
What are we doing? Because speaking of what we doing, when we talking about the 30 plus age range, listen, y'all, I know it's rough out here, okay? It's rough.
Out here
I ain't even gonna lie. It's rough. But tonight, we're talking about and tackling a question that has been swirling around in these dating streets, okay? It's been swirling around. Does everyone over 30 come with baggage? Yes, we said the 30 plus age range. Does everyone come with baggage? Now, look, y'all know that by the time we hit that dirty 30, we've all accumulated a few things. We've accumulated some emotional scars, some mental ish, some physical ailments. Listen, stuff started hurting that you didn't even think could hurt. You're like, why my armpit, why the back of my calf, why is my toe tingling? That could be sugar. But why is my elbow, like, why is my rotate? Just stuff, you just wake up and just stuff just starts hurting for no reason.
And everything gets a "the" in front of it.
The knee,
the Facebook,
the nose, the this, the that. So in that 30, you start experiencing some differences. You got debt, aging parents. Listen, you may have a baby mama over here, baby daddy over here, ex-wife over here, ex-husband-ish. You just got all this ish going on. But you know what? That doesn't mean that everybody is just a walking pile of luggage, baggage, or crap. It don't mean that. Aletha is saying, indeed, next chapter. It don't mean that you're destined to be single forever when even your cats can't stand you. They just like, listen, I thought we done told this
cat done left.
Like, listen, I'm told this wench here, I'm about, she ain't going out today. It's another Friday and a Saturday and she's still here. Cats even get tired of you. But here's the deal. You don't have to worry about that. That don't have to be your story when you're talking about baggage. But just look at it like this. Do everyone 30 and over come with baggage? What do you think about that, Lady Lotus?
I mean, I feel like we all do. Everything. It's the level of the baggage and how much baggage is it and how are they handling the baggage. I mean, is childhood trauma considered baggage?
Absolutely.
So we all have baggage. It's what's going on with this baggage. Now, if your baby mama keep calling your phone every 15 minutes because she know you on a date, that's baggage I don't want to deal with. If your mama can't stand me already and I ain't even met her because she don't want nobody with her baby boy or her pride and joy, that's baggage I don't want to deal with. Now, your ex, she cheated on you and it just broke your heart and it's hard for you to trust women. I might be able to deal with that depending on how you treat me. You ain't going to be making me feel like I'm a cheater because of what they've done. But I feel like negative and positive, like you said, we all have some sort of baggage. I hate my job baggage.
Hey, Ella, how you doing? Ella is checking in.
Hey,
but
Ella.
Listen, and you are definitely on the right money. As I think the same way, like when you think of baggage, like, okay, 30 and over, but does baggage have to be necessarily negative? Is baggage bad? Is all baggage negative? Because at some point at 30, listen, you done been through some ish.
Let me tell you something. Your $250,000 you owe on your student loan is baggage to me.
It truly is baggage.
Shoot.
It truly is baggage. And I think that when we start talking, when you say baggage, it automatically goes negative.
Yeah.
They bringing all this over here. They doing all this. They doing all of that. But when you looking and you're out there in these fecal matter infested dating pools, because again, people like to say it's only one pool that's your pool. That's just depending on your pool. No, the pool is full of all the pools are full of fecal matter. You got rich buttholes, you got buttholes, you got middle class buttholes.
Come through.
They're there in all of the pools. So guess what? You got all these negative personalities and all these toxic people out here in these dating pools. So it's not, the fecal matter it does not stop in a certain financial class.
Right. No
financial class is, exempt from having fecal matter in the pool. It just depends on what you decide to deal with
and what you're attracting. Some people need to take a look in the mirror and realize you attracting these people.
Now, you know what? Listen,
they ain't just finding you.
You're gonna make me cry with that, because I'm like, Lord, please let me stop attracting 90-year-olds. What about me?
But you know what you telling the universe? While you keep on saying I don't want it, you telling them you want it. Stop saying you don't want it. Stop focusing on that part of it.
I don't focus on it.
The more you sit here and you talk about it, Jay, you are.
I can go to the store and be mad at my own business and I call myself being helpful, and then he thinks I'm trying to flirt and get on his Medicare Part A and Part B.
That's just a part of you being chosen. They out here trying to choose people. Oh, men need love too.
Well, he needs to find somebody his age.
He can't find nobody his age. He like a young tenderoni, and he just wanted to see if it was you. It wasn't you. Move along. We don't make it a negative. We don't make it a, this all God trying to give me, the universe ain't looking out for me.
Have a 90-year-old man ever touched you and just when was the last time you had
I don't hold on to it. I let it go in that moment. It does not.
That's some baggage.
You know what scarred me?
What?
That little girl that belonged to me. No, I'm just playing.
Wait, Ella said you attract what you are. God dog it, I'm 90 in the spirit.
You are. You know you've been an old lady all your life.
I really have.
You're an old soul.
Not that old though. Jeez.
Jay, you've been an old soul since I've known you. It's like you an old soul and I'm an old soul, but my soul also stuck at 15 because I'm just a kid at heart. But in reality, I don't want to hear the things that the young folks talking about.
I'm a drill sergeant by heart. Listen, I'm gonna tell you, Cedric, he said it can't all be negative. Now,
Thank you.
Ella agreeing with you. Ella says if you put it out in the universe, it's going to happen.
Thank you.
No, I've put so many things in the atmosphere that have not.
You gotta understand the universe and what you're doing and what you're saying. You are what you speak.
Okay.
And if you constantly, you gotta start speaking.
Universe.
My man is such and such an age, and he's this and he's that, and when the old man come, you say, "Hey, old sir, how are you? You looking good today, sir?" No, I am okay, sir, but you look good. Your wife gonna find you or you gonna find her, but it's not over here, sir. Thank you for the compliment.
You all keep me lifted, okay? Because I struggle. You all please keep me lifted, because that's gonna be the thing.
You don't remember me dancing on the wheelchair men? You don't remember this? I am the girl who dances on the man in the wheelchair in the club, y'all. Just give him some attention. I ain't going home with him. I don't want his phone number. I'm giving him a little attention.
Hey, Marceline, how you doing? Wait, now Pretty Tasha is saying, no, that's false. You don't attract what you are. They go to anybody. She said they go to anybody.
I don't think it's so much you attract what you are. I feel like you attract what you're going through. You can attract, what you're putting out there. I've learned I've learned through personal experience in not attracting what I am, but attracting my problem. So I noticed that I was attracting men who had mommy drama.
Wait, Ella saying, laughing my butt off. I can't with you, Lakeisha. Listen.
What I do? What I did?
About the dancing on the old men.
Let me tell you. I am a firm believer and everybody should be juked on.
So now listen, let me ask you this. Do you have any baggage that you acknowledge that you bring to a relationship?
I got 7 kids. Going on a date with me and finding out this woman has 7 boys.
Handsome boys.
Not girls. I have boys.
They them dudes.
And if it's for you, it's for you. I ain't looking for you to come up in here with your money or none of that, but just know these some Tonka trucks up in here, okay? These the metal Tonka trucks. If you don't want to play with these Tonka trucks, don't come over here. Even when I met my guy, it's nervous coming into a relationship. They all grown and they out the house now. I didn't date. I really wasn't into dating too much when they were younger. I tried a couple of relationships, but that was a big heavy thing for me. I had the past abusive relationship, I got to come with this baggage and this person's baggage, and I have this, but I've never allowed my baggage to define me.
Right.
I've never allowed my baggage to say, well, because he hit me, you gonna hit me. I've never been the one to say, you know, you starting to remind me of him. You starting to act like him. I don't do that. I allow people to be them so that I can see them for who they are. One thing I had to learn is I see your soul before I see you. You can see a person's soul first and then see who they are in their true colors later.
Right.
You got to see them for who they is first.
And that's definitely a good point. And it's just like when you speaking of like baggage, I think that it's so important for us to be aware of things that we know that we bring to the table, because sometimes if you're not self-aware, then you think, oh, I don't bring nothing to listen.
Shoot, I know me.
I'm
talk
structured.
Too much.
Like I like structure. I like things a certain way. Like I can be kind of sergeantist in certain things. And that may not work for everybody, because again, if you're used to running your own ish, it's hard for you to kind of let go and let somebody else lead and do what they feel is the right way, because your way is the right way. So that's a form of having baggage, because I just don't want to let it go. Why? Because I know how it feels to not have and have certain things be this way. So I feel like my approach, which it may not always be the best approach, but my approach is going to keep us from being an X, Y, and Z. So therefore, the trauma and the baggage of not having, okay, that comes with me. So it depends on who that person is to determine if that's a negative aspect
or that's a positive,
or if it's a positive attribute, because depending on who the person is. And I think that when we're thinking and talking about baggage as a whole, and if it's negative,
you need an old man. Not an old.
I rebuke you.
Not like I'm just saying, not like a 90-year-old man, but that stability and that strongness, you definitely need at least somebody 10 to 15 years.
Oh, plus. The devil is a liar. I can't.
I know you can't, and I know, but if you think about it, think about your age group. Think about our age group. And how many men in our age group that grew up in what we grew up with the mentality of how they were raised. A lot of our generational men want and desire and need to be that head. And you coming in so strong that I need this. If he doesn't have that sensitive side to see that for you, it's not so much about being in control. In all honesty, it could be a part of trauma, because you say, I haven't had before.
Right.
So me allowing you to take over is a fear, because if you take over, I don't know what might happen. You ain't gonna handle it. You know, if you think about it in that aspect. So when you present it in that way, like I'm afraid to allow someone to come in and take over, because I need to make sure that it's still in order.
See, if his stuff
somebody
is together,
gotta
it won't be.
But even if his stuff is together, you're still not going to let him take control.
I'll let him do it, but you know, it'll be
no.
Yeah, you know, I can, because it's just like it, and I know that I'm like, for me, I know I'm different based upon his leadership. If I don't feel that, like. And I can't.
And it's going to take you a minute to get there. It's going to take you a minute.
But I can't, like, right off the bat, like, if you're not a leader, I can't be with you. Like, I can't be with a man that is not a leader. I can't be with a man that's not confident in.
You're going to step all over him.
I used to, but at this point, I won't even entertain
because you know better. You know your personality.
Know what type of man that, you know, I desire.
Right.
And his attributes. I'm like, and it's like, you have to be a leader, and to be a leader don't mean that we can't, like, I'm okay with you. I know I'm the co-pilot. I know I'm the co-captain, and I have no problem with being the co.
Right.
But I have to know that you are the captain.
You got to feel that comfort.
Know that you the captain. If I don't feel that you are the captain of this ship, then
so you can lay the reins down.
I can.
Okay.
But it's like,
but see, in the moment you like, nope, I'm not doing it. It's not happening. It's not. So then when you saying it that way, it's like, okay, it's never gonna happen. But now we're
Ooh,
seeing a
wait.
different side. We're seeing a softer side of Jay saying if he is the right one. So now I recant, I take it back. You don't need an old man.
Wait, Calvin said, what part of what? So be a little bit more specific with that question, Calvin. Because we just unpacked a lot. So Cedric is saying it's
What did
about,
Calvin say?
he's saying and then he has a question mark. So he's asking us, we're going to let him do what? So I want him to unpack what the let question mark was.
Okay.
But Cedric is saying, it's about establishing a healthy give and take.
Yes.
And the give and take is so important, because when you're talking about baggage, again, it takes you being self-aware. Like, you can't come in, I'm perfect, holier than thou, I don't have no ish going on, and everything is right in my world, and everything is wrong in your world. That right there is baggage.
That's
right
you
there
by
tells
yourself.
me that something is wrong with you, because you don't even recognize your flaws. And for me, that's a big one. Like, you have to be able to recognize your own flaws. Because
none of us are perfect.
I should know my flaws. There shouldn't be nothing much that you can tell me about myself that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I know I can have this and I can have that, but I also know how to turn it on and turn it off. It ain't for everybody.
Right. I think, and I think it is, it's some things about ourselves we don't know. I learned,
but I don't think that
I learned some stuff about myself through other people.
And living and being in a relationship and like being married, then those things, because again, you evolve and you change based upon those situations. So I totally agree. But just overall, your day-to-day single person me,
right?
I know who I am. I know me. I know I can be a pistol, or I know that, you know what? I know the dominant personality. I know the personality when it's just like, okay, well, I'm just going nam yoro reikio, nam yoro reikio. No, I know when I have to get to that point.
Yes.
So those things. So if you like, oh well, you selfish and you this.
No, I'm not.
No, when people start saying like,
you don't know me.
Nah. You read that wrong. Your reader is off, bro. Your reader is off.
Yes.
Your reader is off, honey. You know. So when you get the reading and trying to tell folks, you know, like, you can't tell me.
Sometimes they reflect in themselves, though. They try to. Some people will reflect themselves off on you.
And Cedric is saying exactly, Jay. Ella is saying we always are learning about ourselves.
True.
In certain aspects, I totally agree. So here's the thing. That's why it's so important to be mindful who we link up with, because everybody can't accept you for who you truly are. Like, some people, they don't want to see you flourishing. Like, if you meet somebody and you're not, you know, your finances are not doing well and you needing them, but then when you turn things around and now you got it going on for yourself and you self-sufficient and stuff like that, some people don't like that. They like the you that needed, that was in a position. And sometimes friends and stuff, friends and family, I like that too.
I like you when you need me.
Right. So they can treat you and act.
But now you done came up, or you doing better.
Now you acting funny.
Yeah.
Now you done changed. Wait, huh?
I didn't change. I evolved. I became better. That's that compliment. Even in our friendships, we should compliment each other. We should be building each other, bringing each other up, not side-eyeing.
Absolutely. And it's just like, when you think about it, it's just like when you go through dating and being 30 and the baggage and everything that comes with people, you have to know, like, what stuff that you gonna deal with and what stuff that you just absolutely cannot deal with. Like, what things are tolerable, what things can you compromise. A lot of people say settle.
I don't think it's settling.
You have to compromise. Like, nobody is 100% of what it is. Nobody is perfect.
Settling is like, I had this big old dream of being with this type of person. I like this person and I love him, but he ain't that person, so I'm settling. No, you drinked up that man. You drinked up the desires of what you wanted, and you haven't met him, or he hasn't come across your path. So now you settling for something, or you settling for this woman. Because like you said earlier, you was watching reality TV, and reality TV made you think you could have it. But in the real reality of life,
and people
you
that
don't
feel
deserve
like
it.
they settle, I just believe that you haven't evolved.
You
Like
shouldn't
you
even be
not,
with
and you probably
somebody.
shouldn't be out here dating until you shouldn't be in that situation, because settling makes you remorseful. It makes you bitter. It makes you resentful for that person, because this was not what you wanted. This
And
is
it's
not what I wanted.
belittling to the person that you're with. I would never want to feel like the man that's with me, he's with me and he feel like he's settled for me.
So here's some things. Here's some benefits. Let's talk about some benefits of dating after 30. So you got, first of all, the benefits. You're more self-aware. You're more settled in your career. And listen, at least you should be out of that phase of coming out that phase for the streets. Okay.
We got to take this up to half of 30, because yeah, 31, I was kicking it. I don't know
You
what you
know,
talking about.
you should be coming out of some of those, and you should be transitioning into knowing who you are in the 30. And I'm gonna say the 30 plus. How about that? The 30 plus.
Yeah.
Add 5 or 6.
Yeah, 35 and up. 35
Okay.
and up.
You're more focused, so you less likely to be wasting time with each other, going around like, you know what, look, okay, are we gonna do this? Or again, you're having more of those important conversations up front. You're more experienced. That means that you know how to communicate effectively and resolve conflict. Now they didn't say this, but I'm gonna say this. At least we should, because I'm finding more and more, there's a lot of people that don't know how to communicate effectively. And we don't know how to resolve conflict. And a lot of people are today resulting in this ghosting mess. I'm just like, Lord, I ain't never seen nothing like 60-year-old folks out here ghosting. I'm like, so you mean to tell me you can't tell her
I'm not interested?
this
isn't working out for me.
It's not working for me. You mean to tell me we're not grown enough to do that. We're not grown enough to have that conversation.
No,
we're
ma'am.
not grown enough to have that conversation. So we should be. So the online source said that we are, but I'm gonna say that we should be able to to communicate and express ourselves and resolve conflict in a mature way. But that don't always be the case. Now, the cons to dating over 30 and some of the baggage that could come in that area is less time. You got less time because, listen, you still out here trying to figure out what's going on and who you got. You're still trying to figure that ish out. That's what they're saying. And you're busy with your careers, so you have less time to date. Saying that, your higher expectations could be a baggage, because now you're expecting more from people than they're actually able to deliver. And we talked about this earlier, but I think that this is on the dating pool is full of fecal matter. Yeah.
It's always been full of it.
It is. But the thing is, when you're talking about baggage, we have to ask ourselves, okay, so after 30, is dating after 30, if you are still out here in this pool, is it worth it? Is it worth still trying to date, knowing that now, most people come with, in my opinion, all people come with some level of baggage. You just have to figure out what you can deal with and what you cannot deal with. That's the thing. There are challenges in dating and dealing with juggling your own baggage and juggling the baggage that a potential partner may bring. But I think that is rewarding. I don't think that we should necessarily look at it as a negative thing. If we can just understand that, listen, I done been through some ish, he done been through some ish. let's see if we can work our ish out together. Can we both help each other with our ish? I'm not perfect. He's not perfect. Let's not be perfect together. Yeah. But can we create a perfect bond for each other? Can we create a perfect situation with our imperfect selves? Can we create a perfect situation? Right. And that's the type of situation, that's the type of conversation that is definitely important to have. But if you're dealing with somebody that's not aware of their level of crazy and their level of baggage, again, sometimes that's where their communication can come in at. Like, I
think it starts with knowing what you want and what you want to deal with and what you don't want to deal with. And when you start seeing things, in the beginning that you don't want to deal with, you can remove yourself. But if you don't know what I don't like, how I don't want to be treated, opposed to I want to be treated this way, and a person is giving you everything that you wanted, but you starting to see stuff you don't like, you got to know that too, so you can know when to walk away.
Because we got to remember that all baggage isn't a deal breaker. The level of baggage and whether it's a pro or a con is definitely in the eye of the beholder.
Yes.
And it's just a part of who we are. So we definitely have to make sure that we remember to embrace everything that we've been through. Own your story. Yes. And go out there and find somebody that's going to love you and that's going to accept and want to hear your story and if you didn't come from such a positive past, they want to help make your future even brighter than what your past was. And they're going to love you with all of the baggage that you may bring. And just remember that all baggage is not bad. It's not negative. And that you're not damaged and you're not bad. You're just vintage with a story to tell. Guys, I want to thank you so much for tuning in. Please do me a favor. You all go to our page and like our page at the J Spot. Follow us on Twitter at J Spot. Also follow us on Instagram at the J Spot Radio. And Jay is spelled
Jaye.
For all three, go to YouTube, like and follow us there at the J Spot Radio.
Thank you for hitting the J Spot on IntellectualRadio.com.